Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. Today I want to talk about the potatoes that I'm going to be growing this year. So, as always seems to be the case, I think I've been a bit over-adventurous in the amounts of potatoes that I have bought, but they did come in this size of bag. So I've got 3 sets of seed potatoes that, 2 of which I bought and 1 I was given by a friend. So I'll talk about those first, and then I have some seed potatoes that I saved from my own harvest last year. So from a second early standpoint, I am going to grow these, and I've never grown these. This is the first time. These are called Jazzy, and these are second early. So I will be putting these into pots, probably 3 tubers to a 30-litre pot, and I would expect to grow these or harvest these about 13 weeks after I sowed them. I have another, in fact, what? It doesn't really tell me. I was given these by a friend who absolutely raves about them, says that they're really versatile and lovely tasting potatoes. So hopefully I have good results and I can see what he's talking about there. And another second early that I always grow is Charlotte. I love Charlotte potatoes, really creamy, lovely boiled. Again, about 13 weeks they'll be in the pot. And then I've got a main crop, and I grew these last year and I got a great, well, for me I got a great crop of them, and these are called Picasso. And I'll put most of these in a raised bed where I grew them last year. Hopefully it should be okay. I have replaced some of the compost in that bed, and there was no health issues with the potatoes that I harvested. And yeah, so I'll grow these, and probably about 20 weeks they'll be in the ground, and hopefully I'll get as good a crop this year as I did last year, maybe even a better crop if I'm finally getting good results with my potatoes, or better results than I have done in the past. So that's Jazzy and Charlotte are second earlies, and the Picasso are my main crop. And then I'm going to refer to this little box here, and this box has been in my garage, which is frost free but cold and dark, and probably they went in about October time, I'm imagining. And so these are some of the potatoes that I saved, and all I did was I put them in egg boxes, and I put a label of what they are next to them. So here's Picasso, here's some of my Picasso. Let's see how they've been doing. Actually, they're looking not bad at all. They're firm, and they are not chitting as yet. They've not sprouted as yet. So that's me got a couple of tubs worth, or a small bed's worth of Picassos to sow. As a main crop, they tend not to do as well in pots, as you can imagine, but I am limited in the amount of space that I have, so I'm going to have to get a bit ingenious this year in order to grow the potatoes that I want to grow, but also keep on top of the tidiness and try and retain a clutter-free environment is what I'm trying to achieve this year in the garden, which I never normally do. So that's more Picasso. What else do I have? Oh, now look at that. Something's been sprouting in here. Oh, I don't know whether I'll do anything with these. This says mix of littles. So I obviously had some random little potatoes left, and I just saved them. I've got so many other potatoes. Should I sow them? I don't know. Maybe I will. What I might do is try a different technique. What I might do, thinking out loud, is put these in pots now and pop them in the grow house. Just put them in smaller pots, one to a pot, and actually grow individual potato plants to a degree, you know, sprout them in those pots and then transplant them on. I don't know. Watch this space. So that's the mix of littles. And excuse me, then we have, oh, this is Red Duke of York. So Red Duke of York, woo! These are our first early, and these have gone a bit crazy. So again, these have decided to start chitting themselves. And now, again, I could maybe put these in a pot right now and try and keep them frost free. Ooh. Thinks. Yeah. I'll come back to you on that one. They're not looking that great. The Picasso have done fine in the garage, but those ones obviously have started growing the sprouts themselves. And this is Charlotte, so this is a second early. And these actually are looking, okay. There's a couple of little sprouts forming, but that's absolutely fine. That's them just starting to chit, and I'm going to be chitting them anyway. So yeah, the Charlotte are looking good. So these are my Charlottes. So my Charlottes and my Picasso are okay. The Red Duke of York is, and then the mix of littles. I don't know. I'm trying not to do everything because I've got lack of space. But we'll see. I might do something with those that I've gone sort of heavily chitted. We shall see. I'll let you know. So, oh, and one thing I should say is I have said to Erica from Erica's Little Welsh Garden that I am going to take part in a potato challenge that she has put up, and that relates to buying a 1.5 kilo bag of supermarket potatoes that aren't, you know, specifically for seed, they're for actual eating, and see how many potatoes you can grow from them. So lots of potatoes. What I might do, and I'll talk to Erica about this, I might go for 500 grams of supermarket potatoes and see how much I can grow, and then we could extrapolate it up, you know, multiply it by 3, if, you know, to see what weight I would have got if it was a 1.5 kilos. Yeah, I might do that just because of lack of space. We'll see. So, how am I going to chit these then? Well, the first thing I would say is I'm not going to chit everything because I don't have space, so I will be giving some of my potatoes away, some of the Picasso and the Charlotte, because I've got lots. But yeah, I'm going to chit a fair number of these, and what chitting does is it just encourages the potato to sprout, and it gives it a head start when you then subsequently plant it in a pot or in a bed to grow. And for chitting, you just basically sit your potatoes out in the light, not in direct sunlight, but in the daylight, and they will start chitting. The usual method that people use is getting egg boxes, and these are egg boxes that have been donated to me. As you know, I'm sure you do, I have chickens, so I don't think I bought my own eggs, certainly none last year, and probably none the year before, because the girls keep me in eggs between the hens and the quail. But yeah, so people do donate me egg boxes so that I can then give them eggs in return. So that's why I bought these. Anyway, put the potatoes in egg boxes and then sit them on windowsills and near windows, and that generally gives you gets the potatoes chitting. But I have a couple of other things up my sleeve that I use for chitting my potatoes to try and get more in a small area. And that is, well, this is one. So it's a little cupcake stand, and it's fantastic. If I just break into the Picasso here. you can just put your potatoes in like so. Now there is technically an up and a down with potatoes, but sometimes it can be hard to see. The sort of indents where the eyes are there at the base there. So I would say that's up. But do you know something? It doesn't matter. They'll start chitting and you'll soon see where the chits are coming out. And generally you'll get more chits coming out of the top end. So yeah, so I can just, for these, you can see I'm going to get lots in. Some of these are quite large actually. And I can just pop them in like so. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that right? 4, 7, 11. So let's just go with another one. Maybe another couple, since that was a little one. And that's what I will grow for where the Picasso's concerned. And I'll put a little label on it. I've got my own Picasso actually, but my own Picasso are already in an egg box, which is great. But I'll put another label on these Picassos. And then I've got another 2 levels for growing other potatoes. So let's just get the Charlotte out and we'll pop some Charlotte in here. And Charlotte I'm going to grow in pots. They are secondarily, so they should be fine in pots. Pop some more in the top. There we go. So top 2 Charlotte, bottom 1 Picasso. I'll label that. I just pop this down on the floor. The other thing I have to use is this. Now this is a bit unsteady, so I do have to sort of prop the base up. This is called an egg skelter, I think is the right term. And the idea is that you put your eggs in this helter-skelter type thing so that the new ones are always at the bottom. You just take one out and they all roll down. It doesn't work as well as you imagine. The number of times I've taken an egg out and an egg's fallen out and cracked, or this has fallen over or whatever. So I have a friend of mine gave me another egg skelter, which is a lower one, and it works a lot better. So yeah, this one will do for some potatoes. So I'll put the jazzies in there. Now I've already got a random potato that I'm not sure. I think that must be a Picasso. So let's put some jazzies in this one. And then for the remaining ones that I want to chit, I will put them in egg boxes. What I do with this, I tend to put a weight down at the bottom so that it doesn't fall over. And I won't go all the way up either. Okay. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm counting in threes because I generally put 3 in a pot. Okay, so that's my jazzies in. And I'll probably do a few more Charlotte actually. So I'll put a few Charlotte in this egg box, and then I've got the Charlotte and Picasso of my own. So yeah, potatoes coming out my ears. But you know, the great thing about potatoes is it's so easy to store them. So the main crop I actually store in the downstairs cloakroom, and in the sort of paper potato sack. So I just nip in there and pull out some potatoes when I need to. And I actually do store my first and second earlies in there as well, but they don't last quite as long. And then of course I try and freeze and sort of cook potatoes and store them for later. So make chips, for example. I'll cut chips, blanch them and put them into the freezer, and then I can just bring them out, pop them in the air fryer, and that works quite nice. Yeah, so plenty to be getting on with where potatoes are concerned to get them sort of chitting, but there'll be a few weeks now of them going through the chitting process before it's time to actually plant them out, because we're still getting lots of frost. It's still winter, so I would be looking to actually get some of these out probably end of March-ish, and we should have had them, they should be ready to go out by that point. So yeah, that's me, that's potatoes. I'll be doing some more videos throughout the growing season on how the potatoes are doing, and also when I get my shop bought potatoes for Erica's potato challenge, I will do another short video to show you what I've got and what my plans are for those. So yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, please give me a comment. Let me know what you're going to be growing where potatoes are concerned, and if you've got any tips and hints when it comes to growing potatoes, and when it comes to chitting potatoes, or you might not even chit them, because not everybody chits their potatoes. Anyway, drop some comments, let's have a conversation about it, that would be fantastic. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button if you want to get more involved in the channel and see the other videos that I'm putting up. And if you click the bell, you'll get alerts every time I post a new video. But for now, I will say bye-bye. Just before I go, I just wanted to say that YouTube will have popped up some of my videos for you, things that they think you might be interested in watching. So just click on one of the links and you can see some more of my videos. Bye-bye for now.